There's been some confusion between what one tricks are and what mains are whenever it comes to Overwatch. So hopefully we can kind of figure out what both of these are. I mean, we kind of know already, but hopefully we can clear it up a little bit and figure out which one's better and how to avoid being a one trick. So a one trick in Overwatch is simply somebody who can only play one hero at their current rank. So if you're Diamond and you can only play Genji at Diamond, you are a one trick. If you only can ever play Genji, you're a one trick, right? So say you get into a game, somebody else picks Genji, what do? Well, you're gonna have to play somebody else, obviously. Some people would quit because they're douches, but most people are gonna actually pick the other heroes. Pick your favorite other hero other than Genji, even though you only play Genji. So say you pick up Soldier, right? You can't play Soldier at a Diamond level. You can only play Soldier at, say, a Gold level or a Plat level or, Silver or even Bronze level. You're not good with these heroes because you only ever play Genji. So somebody takes your Genji, you can't do anything. You're a detriment to the team from then on. If that person doesn't want to give you Genji and swap off to something else, that's what a one trick is, right? If you can't play anything else but Genji at that rank, that's one trick. You don't want to be a one trick, all right? What's a main? A main is light years better than a one trick, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a main. There's nothing wrong with, I'm a Genji main with 20 hours in comp on Genji, and my next played person is Zarya with 10 hours. That's completely fine, because you can play Zarya, and then whoever else you're playing, you have a list of people that you can play on that comp. I don't know what the hell it's called, but you have a list of people that you know how to play at that level. If you main Genji and you can play Genji like a master, even though you're in Diamond, yeah, he's gonna carry you up there. But if somebody takes that Genji, it's not the end of the world for you, right? You can play Soldier successfully, you can play Zarya successfully at that Diamond level. It might not be as good as your Genji play, it might not be master Zarya play or master Soldier play. It's where it needs to be. You're not a one trick at that point. There's nothing wrong with having a main in Overwatch, right? Some people don't have mains. Some people are what you would consider a flex player. What is a flex player? A flex player is somebody who enters the competitive scene, like a competitive game, has a look at the team, doesn't pick until later. They might, say I wanted to play a Soldier or something like that. I would lock in Soldier. Everybody else picks. If Soldier fits into that comp, which more likely than not he will because he's Soldier, that's completely fine. If somebody says, hey, can I play Soldier? That's completely fine. Get off Soldier. You have other people you want to play. You have other people you can play. The other thing that you can do as a flex player is just wait until everybody makes their picks, hope that they pick a decent team, and then pick whatever fits the best into that team, which we'll actually go over another video on team composition creation in competitive games. I know if I say comp creation or like comp in comp games, that's just going to confuse people, so I probably shouldn't say that. But I'm actually going to have another separate video on that coming out here relatively soon. So we're going to go into how to fill and how to flex in that video a lot more than this one. This one's specifically focusing on the main and the one trick. How can you become a better Overwatch player and kind of eliminate these things, right? Those two terms I just used. Being a main isn't too much of a problem, right? But there's a kind of bad main and there's a good main, and we'll go over it. Right, so how you can main the right way is, it's very simple. Say you are a Tracer main. You want to play Tracer if she's not taken, and if she fits the comp in every single competitive game you play, because you absolutely love Tracer, which Tracer is extremely strong. So, I can understand that. She can carry games at pretty much all levels. She's a little bit overpowered and hasn't been nerfed, but still, she's in a really good spot. So, if you want to be a Tracer main, here's what you should do. You should learn what your favorite character plays like. Play that. Figure out what counters her counters, and play that also. You don't have to, let me give you an example here. Right? So you want to play Tracer, but the other team, first life, you go out there to try and build some ult charge as you do in Overwatch, try and push that first point, try and take that, first CP, whatever it is, whatever map you're on, you go out there and you get just destroyed, and you notice that, you know, maybe Symmetra killed you. They have a Torbjorn and a Junkrat. Those are 3 things that makes Tracer's life very hard, and it's very difficult to play Tracer into a comp like that. It's not impossible. It is not impossible at all. You just have to play, you have to be a very good Tracer compared to those 3 players. So instead of doing that, instead of playing Tracer into 3 counters, I won't call them hard counters, you know, it's not like Winston to Genji or Reaper to Winston, it's just 3 counters, right? But together, they're a pretty strong counter to Tracer. They can lock you down and kill you pretty quickly. They have turrets that are just going to auto shoot you as soon as you poke, or like poke out from anywhere. So it's a difficult situation. So instead of sticking on that Tracer, what I would suggest you do is know how to play Tracer. What counters all 3 of those people? What counters Torb, Symmetra, and Junkrat? Pharah. Pharah's going to counter all of those. Learn how to play Tracer. Learn how to play Pharah. Whenever this happens, and this comp comes out, and you're having trouble with Tracer, it's time to switch to Pharah. Whenever you switch to Pharah, what's that going to let you do? That's going to let you shoot down at people. Symmetra and Junkrat aren't going to have a chance at all, unless you're flying really low. Then Junkrat might be able to get something on you. And Symmetra's not going to be able to do really anything to you. You know, because, I mean, her right click, her alternate fire moves extremely slow through the air. And her left click doesn't reach up past something like 10 feet or 7 feet. I don't remember what it is. Torbjorn, on the other hand, as long as you have a decent healer healing you, and if you communicate to your healer and say like, hey, I'm going for the turret, can you keep me up? Especially if you have a Mercy, easy peasy, no problem. You go in, destroy the turret, you can poke down at them. They have to adjust, right? They have 3 people who effectively can't kill you. That means the only person, if they're running a halfway decent comp, that can kill you would be an Ana. That's the only hit scan they'll have. Other than that, they'll probably have something like a Reinhardt Lucio, or maybe Reinhardt Zarya at certain levels, stuff like that. They won't have stuff like they won't have hit scans that can actually hit you. So if you can get in, do a lot of damage, it's gonna do one of 2 things. It's going to get you the first point and ultimately win you the game, or it's going to most likely get you the first point, depending on if they put down the teleporter, and it's going to force them to comp switch. What happens when they comp switch? You comp switch, right? I would say save up your ulti, get a good ult in with Pharah if they do comp switch, assuming they drop the Junkrat and pick up a soldier or something like that. You know, they pick up a hit scan to deal with you. Still, I mean, that's only 1 hit scan. Pharah is really, really good right now, especially with the pharmacy the combo there. So get in that good ult and then switch back to Tracer. If they adjust, you counter. That's what Overwatch is all about, is picks to counter other picks. Tracer doesn't necessarily have one strong counter. Soldier can destroy Tracer if he lands all of his shots and gets the right click in. Right click being Helix Rocket. You know, stuff like that. I think if he hits you in the head once and then Helix Rockets you, you're dead, or body shots you and then Helix Rockets you. I don't remember. I think Helix Rocket does 120 damage, so it'd be 2 body shots and then the Helix Rocket, or 1 headshot and the Helix Rocket. So, I mean, he can do a lot. That means he has to hit you with that Helix Rocket. That's difficult. The ball's in your court, is what I'm saying. Whenever you have a main and you're really good at them, and you're really good at Pharah, the counter to your main's counter, you're in a very good spot in Overwatch, and you will fly through the ranks. I mean, you will absolutely fly. You'll go from, you know, say this is your first time playing Overwatch, you've played for a month, you'll go from bronze to gold easily, like with little to no problems, as long as you're good at Tracer and you're good at the counter to her counters. So, like I said, Pharah. Alright, so here we go, boys. One tricks. One trick, if you're a one trick, you're not in a good spot in Overwatch, because ultimately you're going to plateau, the team's going to need something else, you're going to start losing games, and you'll ultimately stay wherever you're plateauing at, unless you fix it. The way that you fix it is you've got to practice other characters. If you want to do what I just explained, you know, if you're a Tracer one trick, learn Pharah, counter her counters. Easy as that. If you want to become a flex player, practice a ton of different heroes. You know, just know what feels good to you. Have your main. Practice a bunch of different heroes, right? So if you're a Tracer and you want to become a more flexible player, a flex player, so to speak, I would say pick up Ana, pick up Soldier, definitely, pick up Roadhog, pick up Zarya. These are the people who are in just about every single game. Lucio also. and they make the biggest difference in games. There's a reason why you see those 5 people that I just mentioned in most pro games. It's because they're very, very good. Genji's in there sometime too. Tracer's usually in there. You know, things change, things swap. Reinhardt's also in there sometime. You know, so I know I just listed off 7 or 8 people, but all of them are very good picks. So learn one or learn multiple of those people, so that you can fill roles whenever you need. So you can heal, so you can DPS, you know, first DPS, or like hit scan DPS and second DPS. So examples of second DPS: Roadhog, Genji, I guess Junkrat, stuff like that. You have your hit scan and then second DPS. So your goal should be to have the ability to play whatever role at a decent level, right? Obviously, at times, some people aren't going to want to switch off, and that's completely fine. But I mean, like, as long as you have your main and the counter to your main, you can probably play one of those two and be pretty decent. Yes, it's possible to completely counter both of those. Sometimes you just got to play through it. If you're good enough to be a main with, you know, if you're really good with Tracer and you're really good with Pharah, you're going to be able to do work with one of those few people, no matter what their comp is. They're not going to be able to lock you down unless they're very good players and you're not that good of a player. If you want my personal suggestion, I would say be a flex player. It's the easiest route to go. I mean, you have to put a lot of hours in and kind of figure out how to do things, but after you get it down and you know how to flex play, and you can just fill your team with whatever you need, whatever makes it best. You know, somebody picks a soldier, but the rest of your team is crap. Pick Ana because nano visor and you can keep people alive. Stuff like that. So let me give you an example really quick. I don't consider myself necessarily a flex player because I haven't played the game for that long. I've studied the game for a very long time since it came out, but I've only been playing daily for half a year, I guess. But I play Ana, Soldier, Genji, Zarya, Tracer, and McCree probably the most. Now, if somebody needs me to play something beyond that, I can absolutely do it. Those are probably my best characters, though. That's probably my my top 6 characters, right? If somebody wants me to play something else, I can absolutely play. You know, they can name it pretty much. You know, Zarya, I don't do Winston too well. Torbjorn, Symmetra, Sombra is not really in the game too much. Roadhog, I used to play Roadhog a ton. Pharah, Mei, you know, stuff like that. I can fill those areas, but those 6 characters are probably the characters that I play the most because they make a huge impact on the game if you can play them really well. So there's always something to play. Nobody's going to pick all 6 of those characters, mainly because they don't make too good of a comp. But if they do pick all 6 of those characters, I can always play Rein. I can always play, you know, one of those other things that I just mentioned to kind of fill out the team. And a biggie for you guys. I know that this only kind of reaches out to a handful of you guys, or, you know, depending on how many views this video gets, it reaches out to probably like 10% of you guys. If you want to get better with any hero, my suggestion is to watch the pros. That's what I do. If I want to learn how to play Zarya, I'm going to watch Seagull. The reason why is because Seagull is a professional and he plays Zarya at the highest level. You know, he's going to be in the Overwatch League. He's one of the best players in the world. He's like ranked 17 or something like that. Something crazy. Or was. You know. I watched his stream a couple of days ago, and he was like ranked 17, but he may have lost it by now. I don't know. The guy is really good at the game, so watch what he does on Zarya. When does he bubble? When does he bubble an ally? If they have a Roadhog on their team, does he hold the team bubble, the team shield, for if somebody gets hooked, he can shield that target going in, save their life? Where does he position? Does he use his right click? Sorry, I don't know the name of it. Her grenade that she can shoot out on right clicks. Does he use that for mobility? Where can he get with it? Stuff like that. I swear, you guys, if you check out these professional players, you will learn so much about the game. Not just how to play heroes, but positioning in the game, call-outs, things like that. I'm a huge fan of, you know, anybody. If you want to get better at any game, really, watch the pros do it. If you want to be a better World of Warcraft player, watch the pros. It's as easy as that. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you this time. Thanks to everybody who made it this far in the video. You're amongst the few, the proud, the Marines, whatever it is. What were some of the one tricks that you played with in your comp? I'll tell you right now, one of the one tricks that I played with, actually a lot of them, I played with a Sombra one trick, I played with a Torb one trick on attack, stuff like that. It's all terrible. I know, this is a 17-minute video. You guys aren't going to watch this whole thing. Subscribe if you want more content. Let me know in the comments what you want to see, what videos you want to have coming out. And until next time, I will see you all later. Peace!